Hi there, my name is Nicolle Leanne with Holistic Vitality, and I am inviting you to listen to this channeled transmission of the Sophia Dragon Tribe Consciousness, which was a transmission through my friend Bridget Ishmael during a facilitated shamanic journey with myself. And I hope you enjoy the messages that were given to humanity and in answer to the questions that we had. So as we begin this recording with Bridget, will you state who we are communicating with?
This is Sophia, White Light, original from the Dragon Tribe. At this time, you are being surrounded with white light, and ascended masters are all around you. The world is going through a transference state of bringing in the light to the dark. Many will be going through a large awakening. Many are going through turmoil to rid themselves of things that are not serving in the highest good of all for the universes. This is a very strong period of time. And the Dragon Tribe is being called to come together to bring in this light for humanity. For there is a war on earth, a spiritual war going on. And the light is coming in, shining through, working through all of you, Nicolle and Bridget, and many others. We are open to receiving questions that you may have. Know that this unconditional loving source surrounds you. A beautiful wave of white light that's gentle, compassionate, seeing and all hearing.
Thank you. Going on with today's full moon in Aries and the energies surrounding it, in what themes that is bringing up for people at this time.
At this time, the full moon, people are learning to balance their masculine and feminine sides within them, facing shadows. This full moon will help many be able to face those shadows, shine light to it so that it may be let go, and so that the constructs that the social stigma has taught everyone are being broken down. Patriarchy is breaking. The time of religion is breaking. All those constructs that were built are breaking, and many will have a hard time with this because they will not know what to do when they don't have a belief system.
So what is your advice for those that may listen to this?
Trust. Trust in the undoing and the unknowing. It may be a difficult task to be fully vulnerable, but this is a part of the transferring state that we are in the human race.
Why did it get to the point where there is dark and light and a spiritual battle going on?
This has been going on since before Earth was ever here. This has been happening on many other planets. Some made it through and many did not. Your planet is raising its vibration at the moment, being activated, going to a transferred state into the 5th dimension, so that all may know love. This battle has been going on for a very long time. It came from a fallen angel, in which it has played out many aspects of the shadow, of the darkness, on many planets. The fear wants to consume because that's how it thrives. And love also wants to consume because that's how it thrives. These are the universal laws of what you guys call on Earth the yin and the yang, the light and the dark.
And so do they have to coexist, or can there be just light and love?
There is coexistence. This is how we ascend to that light and love, is through those shadows, through the darkness, through the battles, through those wars, spiritual wars. Wars are being talked about on your planet because this is an activation.
Meaning?
An activation to help others ascend up into the light and to remember themselves as the beings that they came to be, as the parts and roles that they came to play, as the contracts each soul and individual has with the cosmos and has made with themselves. There will be a point where there will be much more light than darkness, and the darkness will be much easier to flow through. Once the earth has ascended, there will be peace and harmony, love, understanding, grace. Tribes and communities will come back together. The waters will flow, and people will gather in understanding of unity, of unconditional love, of their connectedness and their divinity and uniqueness.
What do we need to understand regarding the rising feminine and the masculine versus what we have witnessed in the toxic versions of both masculine and feminine.
There was a time where matriarchy was at the peak, and too much of one thing can be out of balance. Too much of the matriarchy fell out of balance, and so the matriarchy went and succumbed under to the patriarchy. And those roles must have been played out. And now those roles are coming together in a much more healthy union, now that they have been played out through their shadows. They will become healthier.
Is it true that through the blind spot of the divine masculine, if you will, that it became compromised with malevolency, and that's what attacked the divine feminine?
Yes.
Can you speak upon that?
This is the witch you keep seeing.
Yes, can you please tell me about this witch energy, because I've been experiencing that for this last year, different versions of it.
This is the witch energy that came and saw the man's weak spot, where the matriarchy was starting to become undone, as we say, and found its blind spot, so then the patriarchy could take its role in this place and time, where now we are ascending into a union, not of shadows, but of light. This witch is angry about this happening, and that's why she is fighting, and that's why you, the key holder, are seeing so much.
Can you explain that for me regarding being the key holder and regarding this witch energy and what is happening in my experience regarding it?
You will rid this energy. It will take time.
Me specifically?
Yes. It has attached itself to your throat, causing dis-ease in your relationships. Because you are such a strong and sensitive being, it has chosen you and others to fight. Continue on your path, continue to lead with light, for that energy will dissipate.
How long has it attached or attacked my throat?
2 years ago it started. During one of your journeys.
Do you know which one? Was that the one that I was at Chris's ceremony?
Yes.
The one where I first learned about this?
Yes.
The Whore of Babylon? Is that her?
Yes. Chris has been working with, unbeknownst, working with this energy.
He doesn't know he's working with it?
No.
So what took place at that particular ceremony and what's happened since?
There was a conjuring of dark matter. And she found the sensitive beings, the ones that could lift humanity out of this spiritual war, and attacked with its malevolence. Sometimes in your own being and sometimes outside of yourself to others. He did not know that he was conjuring dark matter, but he was in a dark place at the time, and it has made a ripple effect. Humans that are learning to work with the energy of the cosmos must be very careful. Sometimes they do things so carelessly. When they are not in a good state, they still perform magic, as the word is said, on earth. And they still perform this magic on others, and that has a ripple effect. And it can bring in darkness and attachments and entities that are fighting for the darkness, for that fear to consume.
So you mentioned that this witch presence has been targeting, and it targeted me for specific reasons. What's your insight into why it targeted me specifically?
Because of your work, because of what you do for others. Because, like we say, what you do has a ripple effect. And this light that wants to come through you. And the work that you do will change many, many lives. And you have an innate remembering, and you always have since your birth. You have always known. You have always carried the ancient wisdoms and light codes inside you. The veil has been thin for you and will become thinner and thinner and thinner until you can see past it. This is why you have experienced entities, dark energies, trying to find attachment to bring you into a low vibrational state, but they have not won, which each time you have defeated and grown.
Each time I have defeated and grown, you said?
Yes. There was a time in your childhood where there was a dark entity and you alchemized without knowing, just because you already came in with those wisdoms and you were able to rid it.
Was that when I was having like that dream and I was sick and it was like speaking in tongues?
Yes.
And I prayed? Was it that time?
Yes.
Was it trying to take me over?
Yes.
What happened at that time? It would have been when I was in high school.
You were vulnerable then. The entities saw a weak spot and took the opportunity to try and bring you down, because they foresaw and knew the light that you bring into this world, and that what you were going to do with your soul contract in helping others through shamanic journeys. It saw this and did not want the light to rise. It wanted to consume, and it tried. And you fought. You were always surrounded by your benevolent beings, Kuan Yin, especially at that time. She came in and held you while you were in your prayers to help guide you to the path of light, of Christ consciousness, as they call.
And these attacks have been more rampant, especially in this last year.
Yes, because of the energies, because of the people ascending and the lives that you're touching, and the malevolent beings are fighting like little children throwing fits. It is kind of funny for us to watch them throw little fits like little children. And we also do not like to see how they are affecting the human race at this time. Continue, we tell the beings on earth that are being attacked by entities to continue on their path of enlightenment. It cannot touch you if you do not allow it.
Can you speak on what we've been seeing themes of regarding the archetype of the damsel in distress and the rescuer?
Yes, these are archetypes that have come up because of activations. These are the light and dark, the matriarchy and patriarchy, the toxic feminine and toxic masculine that have come in and are reaching and grabbing for any kind of validations. And those validations keep you in a lower vibration so that you cannot ascend. Learning to let go will help humanity and rid that toxic cycle of the damsel in distress, as you call it, and the hero. It is manipulative behavior from the feminine, a subconscious behavior. And the masculine does what it's always meant to do, which is to be the sword of light. It is only natural for them to want to come and help. This is one of their weak spots.
their desire to protect and help.
Yes.
And to feel needed.
Yes.
So what would you like to share upon that for those that may be listening to this that may fall into those categories of either the one being the damsel versus the one trying to be the savior of the damsel?
We would mostly like to speak on the masculine side of this. The more the masculine shows its vulnerability, its precious gift to the feminine, they are keys as well for the masculine to start using more discernment and to understand that the feminine needs healing and their love at this time. The feminine has not felt love from the masculine for a long time. And that's why she becomes the damsel in distress, so that she can be saved and feel loved. And the masculine so willingly and lovingly does this for them. But unfortunately, it is an undoing, because it is not done with intention or out of pure love and enlightenment. We want the masculine to remember their light and remember their strength, not the strength that shows on their muscles or their bodies or their statures, but the strength that lies within each of them, to integrate that strength with their softness. And with their softness, they will be able to discern how to move forward with the feminine or the damsel, how to show them true love, real unconditional love, without the validations of the outside world. We share with the masculine to open your chest and open your hearts to the feminine, to allow the feminine to lead, to allow the feminine to be the lionesses and the huntresses, and to trust in their guidance and their wisdom, to listen to the feminine more, without speaking, without interrupting, but just to hear her and to say nothing. We want the masculine to truly be their own heroes before they go in and save the feminine. They first must save themselves. Bring in that white light that they always have been. They are in need of healing. They will not heal until they allow the feminine to lead and to trust in their leadership. We leave this with you, as we know that the feminine already knows its rising, its remembrance, its beauty. We ask all beings to be authentic in this feelings. You are all true one love, star beings, interconnected of the spider web that brings us all together, who want the divine masculine and the divine feminine at this time to start coming into union. Only when they come into union will this planet rise its vibration up to the 5th dimension. So that Earth can continue to grow. As we love the Earth so much and the beings that inhabit it. Feminine, lead the way. Bring it in and show the masculine through your grace and through your beauty. And it is up to them to receive this gift. And those that choose not to receive the gift will remain in a stagnant state and will have to repeat life lessons for a long time.
What should we understand about Halloween coming up? I know last year is when I got asked for divorce and had all this crazy stuff leading into it. Is there anything that I need to be forewarned about upcoming?
Halloween is always a time where dark magic is at a peak. So make sure that you are protected and that you wear stones to help negative energies not penetrate. It is a time of transference of dark entities on a rise. It is not the specific date, but the astrological time. So we implore all of you to be wearing protective stones and to be doing aura clearings so that you can remain clear and so that these entities have no way of coming in.
What do we need to understand about the dark spiral ones and what's happening here as well? And Marcus also mentioned the King of Betrayals, master manipulator entity that he thinks may have...
I do not work with the dark spiral. as Sophia, white light dispels the dark spiral. But we know of its depth, and that you work with the Ascended Masters, whatever Ascended Masters you choose to bring in to help dispel these dark spirals that go deep into the cosmics. They are black holes into a darkness. They want to destroy and bring fear. If it was allowed, it would crush the earth and all that are on it. These dark spirals go into many different dimensions and try to penetrate. But the light is strong and can easily disperse them. This is what we know of the dark spiral energies. I have angels and other ascended masters that work with these energies to help alleviate humankind from them. The malevolent being that you speak of,
the one, the king of betrayal one, the master hive mind manipulator that Marcus brought up. He suspects maybe that also somehow was influencing that shaman.
It has influenced many shamans, not just one. It is trying to grasp onto many without consent. It just does. And the shamans are being affected by this hive mind. That is why you see so many distortions in the spiritual world of male gurus.
Is it especially common for the male?
Yes.
Why so?
It is easier to work through them. It is easier to grasp on to the male ego and unify itself into what you call the hive mind.
Is that what took place with Chris?
Yes, and it happened from another shaman that he was with. Like we say, These things have a ripple effect, and depending on what your state is and your vulnerability, it will come and try to force itself into being, and it manipulates the mind. So much so that there is cloudiness and little clarity, and they lose their purpose and mission and the reason why they chose to do the work in the first place. This malevolent hive mind being has been doing this on Earth for thousands of years. Since the Egyptian age, the falling of Cleopatra. It is Roman.
Interesting.
It wants to take over and control. It has become so dissociated from light, it doesn't even know what light is. This can all be undone.
How?
Each interdependent being must surrender to its original source. And allow undoing, allow bringing in the light, so it can penetrate this one particular energy that has made many ripple effects on this earth. We have been trying to rid this energy for a long time. It is lost. Learning to let this energy go so that the shamans can gain clarity and become whole once again. You're protected, and this hive mind will not be affecting you. Like we said, it attaches more towards the masculine energy, attacking their weak points and causing distortions. You are always protected, and you always have the angels and light, Mary Magdalene, Nicolle Leanne, Ascended Master Cypress, that help protect you. We would suggest looking into more Egyptian magic. But know that you are always, always protected.
I need to look into Egyptian magic?
Yes.
Through what means?
research.
Am I supposed to incorporate Egyptian magic?
Yes. A book will come to you. And it will help you expand your practice.
Do you have any closing messages for us or humanity?
Humanity will ascend as we spoke before. This time is going to be very tough, and it's going to be a difficult winter, but those that are working in the light will be able to flow through it with ease. And those that are not light workers, that are stuck in the third dimension, will begin after winter to go searching and seeking healers. This is why at this time light workers are being activated at such a high point. We are with you, light workers, and we bring in the Sophia white light and remembrance of your soul connection to the cosmos and your place in it, each having its own unique gifts to share with others, to help others, to continue to ascend. This is why healers are being prepared at this time and being activated so deeply. And humanity will need them. This is why you came here. It is your soul's mission and purpose. And we tell the feminine that is rising exponentially at this time to hold your men, to lead and guide with compassion, love, and understanding, to hold the masculine when it's in its fear, so it can disintegrate into abyss and become its consciousness, its true authentic self. The matrix is being lifted, and many will have a very, very difficult time with this process. You are surrounded by the 12 sisters. The earth is surrounded by the 12 sisters.
What are the 12 sisters?
They are the sacred feminine, breaking the matrix, this grid. And we are finding cracks in the grid right now, and opening those up with light, and that is why you are feeling so much ascension at this time. The 12 sisters come from the original dragon tribes, or the original thought, as it were, Big Boom. Trust in the unfolding and allow this to happen, and continue to break your own molds and your own confinements, for you are actually free and liberated and limitless and powerful magical beings. We bless the earth with so much love and light and bliss and joy. It is time for the earth to start ascending. The masculine and feminine will find different unions and friendships and be able to work with each other once again instead of polarizing each other. And everything will come in its divine timing. And these masculine and feminine energies that are starting to work with one another are essential at this time to bring in more consciousness into this earth. We see that the more masculine and feminine work together, they are starting to come into balance and harmony. And it is important to have both energies in big group settings. And also to have the sisterhood come together as one, and the brotherhood come together as one. And as they become whole, they can come together, not only on a community level, but a interpersonal level. Divine union is what is coming in for many, and especially for the higher dimensional beings at this time. Kuan Yin and Buddha, or Siddhartha, are helping with this. And we're happy to see the universe and the earth starting to come into a wholeness within each other. So trust that whatever comes into your fields, that it will continue to lift you up and enlighten you and enlighten others, and that the divine union will be like the bliss of harmony. Thank you.
If you've made it this far, I would like to thank you for listening to this transmission in full. I hope you resonated with the messages within it, or at least learned something or had a takeaway that served you. Again, keep what serves, leave the rest. And if you are curious about what may be possible for you in a shamanic journey or one of my service offerings, I encourage you to please reach out. My friend Bridget Ishmael was the conduit for this channel transmission. She is the owner of she.ishmael and shares her gifts through her clairvoyant, artsy, and priestess womb healing from Mary Magdalene Rose Temple. She also embodies Sophia White Light of the original Dragon Tribe. She is here to serve humanity by bringing light to darkness through artfulness. Feel free to look her up.